Alright, season premiere of Total Divas. This is season 4, I guess. All of last season pretty much dealt with the Bellas and them not re-signing in league, which I thought, awesome, hallelujah. Praise John Cena, they're done. Now somebody else can take that top spot. The Bellas are pissed that Ava Marie's getting all special attention, they're treating her well, and she doesn't even really want to wrestle. She's using wrestling as a launch pad for other things. Wait. Didn't the Bellas leave to go do stuff in Hollywood? Weren't they about ready to leave to go do stuff in Hollywood? Well, Brie wanted to be mom, but Nikki wanted to go do stuff in Hollywood. Isn't that why Brie's also a real estate agent? Because she wants to do other things beyond just be a wrestler. She wants a backup plan. Isn't that why they did those magazine covers? Weren't they initially brought in because they were twins? Didn't they spend pretty much every single week with whoever the special guest host was? The celebrity, general manager? Weren't they pretty much there just for that? For a very, very long time? Until recently? When Nikki decided to really train and be good at becoming a professional wrestler? I mean, wasn't that kind of their deal? Isn't that why most people don't like them? So I was like, wow. What, because she's younger? Potentially is getting a better level of training than you guys had? Might actually be allowed to wrestle a very significant and unique style? Alright, so Ava Marie's going to take Nikki's place. So, will we get a second storyline in the Divas division? But then they say, well, maybe we should stick around. We could be like John. Because that's what the Divas division needs. One person just be on top relentlessly. And then no one else really gets a chance to truly shine. Yep. Divas division really needs a John Cena sort of power player. To be the person who wins the majority of matches. Who they feed new guys to because it builds star power. But then said new guys lose against John Cena, at which point they then become mired for the better part of a year. Yeah. That's totally a great thing to do. Now, before people put down, but he lost to Kevin Owens. Yes, and then he beat him in the next match. If you look at John's track record when it comes to new guys, it's not good. If you look at Nikki's track record, it's not good. She's coming close to being to unseating AJ for being the long-reigning Divas champion. Remember she won the match? In like a 20-second long match? Where she hit her roaring elbow, and that was it? Forums match? 1, 2, 3. Remember those awesome feuds she had with Natalya? Well, that never happened. That awesome feud she had with Brie, because that was around the time when they were, one was heel, one was face, and that never happened. Remember those matches against Paige? Because you pretty much have the Bellas and Paige, that is your whole division when it comes to a storyline standpoint. Everyone else is kind of there. What's Emma's current storyline? She doesn't have one. What's Summer Rae's? She's the person who's with Rusev because they needed a tall blonde. What's what are Naomi and Tamina doing? They're not with Paige, they're against the Bellas, but they won't join Paige against the Bellas. Okay, Paige against the Bellas, and the Bellas are the Bellas. Alicia Fox is with the Bellas. Remember last year? When AJ and Paige were on the way to have the Trish Stratus-Lita sort of feud of that caliber? And all the Divas time went to Brie versus Steph, Nikki versus Brie. So AJ and Paige got almost no build-up. Got very little match time because everything had to go to the Bellas. They already are the John Cenas. If Nikki's not holding the title, the Bellas are the main storyline. The division right now it's kind of bland. They talked about this is pre-WrestleMania, so they're hyping up their giant match. That of course was Paige and AJ versus the Bellas. And I'm like, man, here we are, what, like 4 months later? And the big thing in the Divas division is I have this weird ear hair that I'm trying to pull. Yes, as you get older, it goes from here to here and down your back. And I was like, here we are, like 4 months later, going into 5 months later, and it's still the exact same story. It's Paige versus the Bellas. Before it's AJ and Paige versus, now it's just Paige hoping she can find an AJ to help her fight the Bellas. And I was like, man, if this is just the Bellas and Eva Marie, aren't they so awesome? Hour, I'm tuning out for the next episode. Period. High points this episode was Natalya talking about how she's looking forward to debuting her new dominatrix sort of character. That's why she was wearing all the like studded bras and all that. So she goes to an adult store, and hilarity ensues. She doesn't know what half the stuff is. So one thing was a cat toy. Hypnotic. Well, it's used near a cat, I guess. But then TJ comes home and Natalie's got dominatrix with her, and he's just no, and he leaves. Then a few minutes later, Nate's mom shows up with the dominatrix, and she's like, "What? What's going on?" And that's it. It's to the point where it's like the random things that happen to Natalya with her weird naivete is just brilliant. If they want to, they could easily break off the show and have it be like an hour and a half of the Bellas and Eva Marie. They showed Eva Marie training and then getting beaten up and being like, "This is tired. I'm tired. This hurts." That could be an hour and a half show, and you could do a half an hour. That could be just following around like Alicia Fox, Paige, Rosa Mendez, and then all the random stuff that happens to Natalya during the week. That is funny, but she doesn't understand why it's funny.